And we back. Now today's video we're playing NBA higher or lower. Shout out to U2M Sports for creating today's quiz. Actually, a couple people hit me up with different quiz creations. Thank y'all, I really appreciate it. Now, the way NBA higher or lower works usually is that we'll see a statement like Steph Curry has higher or lower three-pointers made than Steven Adams. Then obviously we'll say higher, then boom, we got a correct answer. Now this is all based on the 2019-2020 season so far, so it's gonna be interesting to basically see if I've been really keeping up with NBA players. Leave a like on the video and let's head over to it. Can you name the higher or lower stat from players and teams 2 weeks into the NBA season as of November 8th? As I'm recording this, it is November 10th. So I'm a few days behind, but nonetheless, I think we could still have some fun here. So again, shout out to the creator. Oh, he created one in the past. And in the past, I got an 84%. Let's try to do better than that. Let's try to do better than that. I like to see this. Let's see if I'm better than I was the last time I took something like this. So as you can see at the bottom, I haven't played this just yet. Let's head over to it. 25 total questions. The Knicks have higher or lower total personal fouls than the Pistons. The Knicks are a relatively younger team, a little more undisciplined than the Pistons. And usually when you're a team that doesn't win as many games as somebody else, usually, you foul a little bit more. So let's say the Knicks have more fouls than the Pistons, 1-for-1. Bogdanović has a higher or lower field goal percentage than PJ Washington. This is, of course, Utah Jazz Bogdanović, not to get him mistaken with the one that plays in Sacramento. I'm going to say he has a higher one, even though PJ Washington has been having a great rookie season. Bogdanović having just a I was going to say Bogdanović having a great year, which is facts. He's averaging like 20 points per game. But I got to think to myself, he's taking more shots than PJ Washington. So maybe PJ Washington, okay, 1-for-2. RJ has more or less minutes than Luke Kennard. He has higher. The other day he played like 40 minutes. Like, he will play a lot of minutes. I think David Fizdale was the one that said, like, look, he's 19 years old. He's going to get a lot of minutes. Ain't no load management for a guy that's 19. He's got 20 years in the NBA, hopefully, if he's lucky. Anthony Davis has higher or lower than 3 offensive rebounds per game. Let's go higher. And I'm wrong. Okay. I need to get it together, baby. You got a 50% through 4 questions. Derrick Rose has higher or lower turnovers per game than Andre. That's a common mistake. Drummond. I'm going to say he has less. Yeah, Derrick Rose very rarely turns the ball over, which is crazy because every time he throws a pass, he jumps in the air. And usually when you jump in the air, your coach is going to tell you, don't leave your feet to pass the ball. But Derrick Rose can do it because it's Derrick Rose. The Magic have more or less blocks than the Bucks. I'm going to say they have less than the Bucks. The Bucks have Giannis, Brook Lopez, even Robin Lopez is a good shot blocker. So I'm going to say they have more. CJ has more or less than 90 field goals missed. I'm going to go higher. CJ's definitely struggled to start off this season. I know he will get it together because it's CJ and he's a super consistent player. But so far through the season, he hasn't been necessarily great. Gallinari has a higher or lower free throw percentage of Pascal Siakam. I'm going lower. Pascal Siakam was close to 50-40-90 club early in this season, and I'm guessing he's still close around 90% free throws so far. Right. George Hill has a higher or lower three-point percentage than Ryan Arcidiacono. Now, Arch is our best three-point shooter as far as statistically so far this season, but at one point he was shooting like 50%, but since then he kind of cooled down. So let's say that George Hill has a higher three-point percentage. See, I'm starting to get in a little roll right here. The Jazz have more or less road wins than the Thunder. Let's say they have more. Cool. I mean, the Jazz are just a better team in general. So I'm just going to go higher because they just win more games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has blank points per game than Jason Tatum. I'm going to go higher. Jason Tatum is having a good season, don't get me wrong, but he also has Kemba Walker to share the ball with. Gordon Hayward was having a good injury. Get well soon, Gordon Hayward. He's having a good season. Gordon Hayward's having a good season. So these are all players that get shots. When you go to OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, basically, he's the guy, right? He's the guy. So let's say he has more. Yeah, Gordon Hayward, get well soon, man. It sucks that he got injured. Hachimura has more points per game than JJ Redick. JJ Redick basically just coming off the bench for the Pelicans, other than the other night because he started because of Lonzo was out. Bradley Beal, y'all see just how much I watch ball. I just know the little things like that. That JJ Redick started for the first time this season the other night. Bradley Beal has less than 100 missed field goals. Even though he hasn't shooting the ball crazy efficient, and still averaging like 28 points per game. Kyrie Irving has more or less assists than Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham has been, in my eyes, the top candidate for Sixth Man of the Year so far. And all that being said, he has been shooting the ball fantastically, like 40-something%, and he also playmakes well off that bench. So I'm going to say, even though Kyrie is also having a good playmaking season, he's having less than Devontae Graham at this point, which is, again, Devontae Graham's coming off the bench, and he's like super high in assists per game so far this year. The Grizzlies allow blank rebounds per game to Miami Heat. I'm going to say they allow more because they have Jaren Jackson Jr., who hasn't been a great rebounder so far in his young career. And though Valanciunas is a good rebounder, they don't really have great rebounders, right? And then the Heat have a few gritty guys like Bam is going to always get a board. And they just got bigger players. So let's go that they allow more rebounds per game. I don't know if I got one wrong recently. I think I'm just on the roll. Wiggins has lower points per game than Pascal Siakam. Shout out to Wiggins, though. He's averaging like 25, 26. I just finished watching a game against the Nuggets where he had another good game. He missed a step back three. It was a questionable one. But all that being said, he's been really good this season. Brook Lopez has higher or lower than 2 blocks per game. That's tough. I'm going to go higher. Okay, I'm going to go higher. Devin Booker has higher or lower total personal fouls than Dwight Howard. Well, I think it makes more sense that Devin Booker has more fouls because he's playing more minutes. Dwight Howard is still coming off the bench. And though Dwight has been amazing this season, he ain't getting as many minutes as Devin Booker. And when you're in a game more, you usually foul more. So let's say D-Book has more fouls. Perfect. John Isaac has more or less steals than DeJounte Murray. 2 of the best defenders in the league right now. 2 super young, great defenders. If you're new around the channel, my name is Kenny. Hey, nice to meet you. I love defense. I love defensive players, and John Isaac is one of my favorite. DeJounte Murray is one of my favorite. But I do think that I don't know the answer to this question. Total steals. It's not steals per game. Total steals. John Isaac can guard all 5 positions. He's a very rare breed. But I think DeJounte Murray get more steals. And I'm wrong. That's my first one wrong in a minute. Cody Zeller has higher or lower points per game than Langston Galloway. It's such a weird comparison. Cody Zeller starts. But maybe this is a curveball one. He wants you to think it's Cody Zeller because Cody Zeller is the one that usually starts. I'm still going Cody Zeller. Yes, okay. Devin Booker has higher or lower three-pointer field goals made than Kevin Love. Kevin Love has been starting off the season hot, and I mean hot. But I do think Devin Booker still has more three-pointers made. Perfect. 4 questions left. Let's go 4 for 4. The Bucks allow a higher or lower points per game than the Suns. Both so far this season has been great defensive teams, which is shout out to the Suns again. I have to say it every time. They were top 10 in defense and top 10 in offense last time I checked, which is like 4 or 5 days ago. Maybe it's changed, but for a team that went from basically the bottom of the Western Conference to top 10 in these 2 categories is crazy. But I still think the Bucks allow less points. Oh my God, the Suns are really did it to me. I won't go 4 for 4 for these last ones, but it is what it is. Davis Bertans has more or less three-pointers made than Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has more, but I think Bertans has a higher percentage. But I'm going to say Bertans has a lower. Perfect. Brandon Ingram has higher or lower than 4 assists per game. Another player that's been surprising the world. He's a candidate with Malcolm Brogdon for like most improved player. He is playmaking. He is playmaking too. Very last question. Giannis Antetokounmpo, they cut his name off because the name is so long that you know who we talking about. Has higher or lower blocks than Daniel Theis. Theis. Let's go Theis. And that's my final answer. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Higher or lower blocks. These are 2 guys like Daniel has been started because Nance Cantor is injured. And he has been blocking shots. He was like Germany's defensive player of the year before he came to the NBA. So he blocked shots. But does he block them more than Giannis? I'm going Giannis because Giannis is in the game more. And I'm wrong. Oh my God. That was a big time question. If I get that question right, mathematically speaking, if I get that last question right, I beat my previous score. Right? 21 divided by 25 is 84%. I would have tied my last score. I did worse. Oh my, that's not what you ever wanted. You never want to be worse than you were yesterday. And I just did that. Okay, well, it is what it is. Hopefully I can get another one in like a month or so when the stats a little bit different, and then I can do better. Again, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like. I'll leave a link in the description to my second channel. It's called A Foul Shot. Some of you OGs may remember it, but recently I've just been sitting down and just talking about the NBA in a way less traditional way. Like I'm basically just talking trash for 15 minutes of the day. Not a day. No, once a week. I've been uploading once a week over there. For 15 minutes, I just talk trash about NBA players and teams. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, hit that link in the description. Go subscribe to The Foul Shot. New episode should be up in a few days. All right, it's McKinney. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.